It's getting there.
Okay, let's do this. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's go. It's been an hour-long process here.
Yes, just to get started. Okay. All right, welcome in to the Home Court Sports Podcast. This is, who am I pointing at? Am I pointing at somebody? No.
Nope.
This.
There we go.
There we go. Is this John?
That's John.
All right, this is John right here. Does that mean Tyler's down here? Down here?
Yep, right there. There we go.
Somewhere below me.
Yep.
Somewhere below me. Tyler's the one with the hair, with the awesome hair.
I'm somewhere down.
The one with the hair?
All right, so you guys are going to find out through the course of this episode very easily. But me and Tyler are from Boston. We are Celtics fans through and through. And then John, who's over here, this guy.
Nope.
No, over here?
There we go.
Okay, he's a good-looking one. And he's from Texas.
Come
He's
on,
a
you already know.
I think I'm pretty
Mavericks
good.
fan.
Come on.
If he could, he would get Luka's face tattooed on his own face. So,
And I would get JT's face tattooed on my forehead. So
yeah, that's facts. Okay.
As if you already don't, Tyler. That's. I think it's what all that hair's covering up right there.
yeah, I've already got the JT jawline going. So I think.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Yes, sir. All right, there were a couple Game 7s yesterday, and you best believe that we watched them and enjoyed them greatly.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about Celtics and Bucks first. So the Celtics, yesterday, they just ended their second-round matchup in Game 7 against the Bucks. Celtics made a grand total of 22 threes, with Grant Williams attributing 7 of those on his own. Both of those performances set the all-time Game 7 record. Giannis struggled scoring the ball, recording only 8 points in the second half. Yikes. And the Bucks were not able to get back into striking distance, even when Jason Tatum left the game with 4 fouls midway through the third. The Celtics ended up winning convincingly, 109-81. All right, Ty, I know you're dying to talk about this. We watched this game together. It was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you're thinking, bro.
All right. So I want to make a correction. You said Grant Williams made, or you said he took 7 threes. He made.
Did I say he took 7 threes?
Yeah.
He took 18 3-pointers.
He took 18.
Insane.
When you've got Grant Williams shooting 18 threes, he should have made more than 7. I'm not going to lie. But,
I actually crunched the numbers today. 7 out of 18 is actually 39%. I know it doesn't look great, but that's 39%.
Grant's better than that. We all know that.
Yeah.
He's never made 7 3-pointers in his life.
But
you expect him to just go full on Steph mode? This one game?
He did
never made.
Steph is the guy that he's tied with for the Game 7 record.
He's never hit that in his life, and you're like, oh, he could hit more. He took it. He could hit more. Bro, he hit 7 3-pointers. Give the man his credit, okay?
Grant Williams of all people set the record.
Yeah, you're right. But
there you go.
I don't know that anybody on earth expected Grant Williams to be the leading scorer, but somehow Giannis was held to 10 of 26, which when most of your shot attempts are in the paint, that's bad.
He was bad.
That loss is on Giannis. Drew Holiday played fine. Brook Lopez was cooking. We didn't have an answer.
To be fair, though, even if Giannis had dropped 45, they made 4 threes. We made 18 more threes than they made. So even if Giannis had dropped 45, it still wouldn't have.
Yeah, and it's just domination, bro.
Yeah, it was
in the home court, in front of the Boston fans. You couldn't ask for a better win. You just couldn't have.
Absolutely, man. Round 3, here we come. All right, John.
Okay. I have to address this. You literally said that Giannis was the reason that they lost, right?
Yeah.
That's literally what you said. Because I'm not sure if you actually watched the game. I know you were too busy staring at Tatum the entire time. Yeah. Giannis only had a mere 26 and 20. 26 and 20.
He 26 shot attempts. On 26 shot attempts, but he still made 26 points, which for anyone else on that team would have been really good. Now up to his standards, what we know he's capable of. Yeah, absolutely. That was ideal. That doesn't take away from who Giannis is. He's still the best player.
Right, but you can't put that on him because he wasn't up to par. But what this game proves is something that I knew from about game 2 of round 1, and that is that the Celtics are the best team in the East. And without
no question,
Chris Middleton on the Bucks, they did not stand a chance. Because that's series. If you look at the totality of the teams, the Celtics had 3 of the 5 best players on the court, and you can't win like that, especially when Giannis is not up to par with who he typically is in these spots.
Right.
But that being said, you can't put it on him because he still did. I mean, by everyone else's standards.
Well, I've got his numbers right here. He dropped 30. He averaged 34, 15.
Oh, no. He cooked us the whole series. I'm not saying.
I mean, he only shot 46% from the field, which is incredibly low for him. That part's
all credit to
Celtics, but his stats, overall, his overall numbers were incredible. He was great.
Which I will.
You've got to think that. I mean, we did all. Rob Williams maybe played a total of 20 minutes this series. Like,
he didn't play last night.
Yeah, he hasn't played. I think he played like the first game or second game.
Yeah,
doing all this without their second defensive anchor is huge.
Yeah, he didn't make much of Williams didn't make much of a contribution, even the minutes that he was in the game. Johnny, you got anything more you want to add before I go?
No, I don't. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I've said all I want to say about this.
Yeah.
About this game.
Hey, for the record, when you were talking about
I'm expired
2 of the first round, I thought you were about to use this as ammunition to say that Luka is the best player in the world. Like, I'm ready for that tape to happen in like 3 segments from now. I'm ready for you to say that. Yeah, I'm ready for you to say that in a couple segments. And I thought you were going to
jump in there right here. Hot time for that list to come. It's coming. Let's not skip ahead. Let's not skip ahead.
Okay,
let's go. Let's go. Okay.
Let me talk about the Celtics. Okay, I got a couple things to say. Number 1, the right team won. The better team won.
Oh, no question. No question.
After watching the series, the only game that the Bucks won convincingly was game 1. They really killed us in game 1, and then we came out in game 2 and beat the crap out of them, beat them by like 20, I believe. Game 3 was the game that Marcus Smart drew the foul, and it was called like the Chris Paul rip-through foul, but it was a 3-point attempt. Even though we didn't get the call, if one of those 3 tips goes in, you're going to overtime, and it's a toss-up. So, and then in game 5, we just had an all-time collapse. It was bad. I mean, we got to own that, but we should have. We had that game in the bag. We had that game won. So this series probably should have been over in 5 games, and if not 5, then 6. So I mean, I was worried after game 5. I'm not going to lie, but the right team won the series. Okay, now I'm going to throw this out. I want to talk about LeBron real quick because this is relevant. I'll explain why in a minute. Okay, LeBron went to the finals with the Heat from 2011 to 2014. He went to the finals 4 straight times, and he won 2 of them. Okay, and then from 2015 to 2018, the 4 years following that, he went back to Cleveland and went to the finals 4 years a row and again. So between 2011 and 2018, LeBron went to the finals 8 years in a row in the East. He was the only team from the East to make the finals for 8 consecutive years. So we're talking about the time between Jason Tatum's 24 now to Jason Tatum being 32. For me, my 20-year-old self being 28 years old, where LeBron is the only dude in the East who goes to the finals.
Yeah.
So if we had lost this series, I was worried that that's what this was going to be going forward with Giannis. Because this was our opportunity where we lose game 1, we fire back in game 2, we have every bit of every chance to win game 3. We just got to get that tip in and finish it. Even if we don't get that one, we take care of business game 4, we dominate game 5, and then let that one go. Then JT goes off in game 6. If we didn't finish this one with Chris Middleton out, with every opportunity in this series that we had, and where we were clearly the better team, if we weren't going to beat them now, I didn't think we were going to beat them. I didn't think it was going to happen. It's going to be interesting to see next season when Chris Middleton comes back. That's going to be an interesting narrative for sure. But if we hadn't beat them this year, it was like, I don't know. Everybody talks about the Jaylen Brown and the Jason Tatum situation. It's like, if you can't beat Giannis without Chris Middleton, Giannis is going to be around. He clearly doesn't want to leave Milwaukee. So he's going to be around for years and years to come. If we can't beat him now, then we weren't going to beat him.
Right.
So I was worried about that, but we overcame that. Going into next year, it's going to be super interesting. Although I think pretty much everybody here expects Jason to take another step even next year. So when he takes that step, it's going to be awesome next year. But it was a big win. The right team won, and now we continue on to the Heat.
Yep. Alrighty. So John, I already gave my little spiel. Phoenix was down by up to 46 at one point. Or no, by 50. My bad. 50.
They got down by as many as 46.
And they did not lead for a second in the game. Is that correct?
Maybe in the first quarter,
maybe the first bucket. Maybe
if they got the first bucket of the game, I don't remember. But if that was it, it was only the first minute of the game, maybe.
So John, what was going through your head when Chris Paul and Devin Booker and the entire Suns team looked like a G League team? What was your thought on that?
Y'all have to understand one thing, and you two already understand this, but for those who might be watching this who have no idea who I am the biggest Mavericks fan on the face of the planet. On top of that, I'm the biggest Luka Doncic fan you will ever meet in your life.
I can confirm.
I did not expect the Mavericks to win this. At all. I didn't even expect the Mavericks to make it past round one because of the injury of Luka. I didn't expect them to make it to this point, but they did. And Jake, I want to harken back to what you said about how the Celtics and Bucks, the best team, won. That is the exact opposite of what happened here. The Suns were the best team in the freaking league. The Mavericks shouldn't even have been in round two, and we mopped the floor with the Suns in Game 7. That should not have happened. Chris Paul and Devin Booker did not show up at all, combined for 3 points in the first half. That should not have happened even a little bit. We shouldn't have even been in Game 7, but it's because of one person. Luka freaking Doncic. I'm telling you guys. And I'll have plenty of more time to expound on him as the show, as the show progresses, but he scored the Mavericks' first 8 points. At the half, they had it was 57 points. He had 27. He had half of the team's points at halftime. Ended with 35 and 10.
Come on, John. How many points did the Suns have at halftime? You got to say that.
27. He scored the
himself.
Same amount of points as the Suns.
Yeah.
He outscored Chris Paul and Devin Booker combined 9 times. He had 9 times their points.
That's insane.
Half.
I didn't even think about that math.
In the half, Chris Paul and Devin Booker had a combined 3, 2, and 3. 3, 2, and 3. That is like Jeff Teague stats right there. I'm telling you guys. Luka took over, and I knew he would. I was not confident in the whole rest of the team, but I knew in this game he would take over. I knew he would put up all his numbers. I didn't know if anyone else would show up, but they showed up. Spencer Dinwiddie had 30 points, and Jalen Brunson was right behind them with 26. They showed up. Yeah. That is why we won this game. That's why we blew out the Suns. We should not be here where we are right now, but we are. I was right there with you guys. I was hype yesterday, guys. You know how hype I was yesterday. Luka.
Can I just say that the Suns probably would have liked to have Grant Williams last night. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, no question they would have liked it, bro. They would have traded the whole team for Grant Williams last night.
I was more productive yesterday for the Suns than anyone on the Suns.
That's fact.
They could not do anything.
There was that dude that came in the end with the afro.
Guys, who was the best player on the Suns yesterday?
It was that dude that came in, that dude off the bench at the very end with the half.
You can't even tell me his name.
Yeah, he was
because
cooking.
their top
He was
3
cooking
players, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton, were ineffective at all. Dude, you, me, and Tyler, John Hickman, Jake Willis, and Tyler, we could have played for the Suns and been better
we could have
than
cooked.
the top 3 players on the Suns.
And can we just say, I want to blow away all the smoke that Mikal Bridges should have got Defensive Player of the Year over Marcus Smart.
Bull crap.
That's out the window.
Yeah.
However,
Where was
he?
Did you do
He out. I have no idea, but I'm telling you this now, and I am speaking this as the biggest Mavericks fan you will ever meet. The Mavericks did not win the series. The Suns choked it. They choked it. They had it in their grasp. They had home court. They had it in their grasp. They had home court. They had a huge crowd. They had been to the finals in 2021. They had this, and they choked as they had been this whole series. The Mavericks should not have been here. And once again, these Suns absolutely blew it to one of the most dominating basketball players on the planet. After all.
Yo, hold on. And another funny point. Before the series started, I made a bet with Jake. I thought the Suns were gonna sweep the Mavs.
He did,
but
that
I couldn't have been
powered.
I could.
You had Luka at like your 7th or 8th best player in the league. Until
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
We will. I just wanted to bring that up.
Won't we, Tyler?
Listeners knew that.
Yeah.
I've been awoken. Okay, I've been awoken.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna jump in here. Hey, real quick about Mikal Bridges though, as far as exposing superstar defenders, that's just what Luka does. I mean, we watched him play Paul George and Kawhi Leonard for 2 consecutive years, and I know he didn't beat them. But all he did was expose them. Okay. John, you talked about Luka. I want to talk more about the Suns because yes, Luka was amazing yesterday, but I think altogether it was way more about what the Suns didn't do rather than what the Mavs did. The game was over because the Mavs capitalized on the Suns' failures, but it was way more about what the Suns did. I think the biggest takeaway, I mean, obviously, is Chris Paul. I mean, what is his legacy now? Because he can't win a championship. This is supposed to be his last best chance to win a championship. He can't get over the hump last year. This is the 5th time he's lost a 2-0 lead.
Yep.
I mean, like Doc Rivers style. I mean, he just can't get it done. And the whole narrative with Chris Paul is that he's a winner. Everywhere he goes, he wins. And I looked up the records for the teams. Because you guys know, I mean, it's been all over the league like this year, or maybe it was last year, but he gets drafted by the Hornets. They have 18 wins. He's drafted. They win 20 more games. They win 38 games. Then they win 39. And in his 3rd season, after he was drafted and they had won 18, they win 56 games in his 3rd season in the NBA. It goes to the Clippers. The previous season, they win 32. They go to 41 year with him and go all the way up again to 56 in 2 years that he's there. That's 24 games better than 2 years ago without him. Okay, goes to the Rockets. They were cooking 55 wins with James Harden, and then they get 10 games better, 65 wins, which is ridiculous.
That's insane.
And James Harden. And then he goes to the Suns, 34 wins without him, go to 51. And then this year, I mean, ridiculous. They win 64 games. Okay, so the whole narrative with Chris Paul is that everywhere he goes, winning follows. Okay, I want to start a different narrative, okay? Because the narrative with Russell Westbrook, he's not a winner. He's not a winner. He goes to OKC. He's the whole team. He's the whole package. He's not going to get you a championship, but he's going to get you into the playoffs. He might win you around in the playoffs, and it's going to be exciting along the way. He's going to get you to 45 or 50 wins just based on the triple doubles, on the effort, on just pure being more athletic than everybody else on the court. Okay, so he's going to get you there. He can't get over the hump. He's going to make you at least somewhat relevant. At this point, Chris Paul's got to be in that same category. It's not quite exactly the same. Chris Paul, I don't want to make them on the same tier at this point. Chris Paul, I think, is probably better all time than Westbrook is.
Yeah.
At this point, I guess, you know, he just turned 37 and people don't talk about that. You don't realize it because, like, LeBron gets all of it because, he's 38 now. Everybody talks about LeBron being so old. Nobody talks about Chris Paul because he was so great this season. But I'm not going to give him the pass because he's 37 because he was so good this season that he's proven he can still do it. So this is all about he could and he didn't because he can't. He can't do it. For whatever reason, he's got the ability. He's an incredible leader, president of the Players Association, everything. But he's not going to win a title now. He's not going to win a title. Like Ayton's probably going to leave. They're not going to give him the max. I don't know if you guys saw the post press conference.
No, I wouldn't.
Monty Williams? They fought on the sideline. They had to be held back from each other. Monty didn't talk about it, but they asked. Ayton actually only played 17 games. And apparently Monty Williams accused DeAndre Ayton of quitting on the team. And now it's time for him to get paid. He's a free agent. Like, they're not going to give him the money that he wants because they feel.
Ayton to the Celtics?
I don't know. We're not going to give him the money.
You guys don't need Ayton. You guys don't need Ayton.
We're not going to give him the money that he wants. We've got enough bigs anyways. Okay. Tyler, do you want to say anything about the Mavs and Suns? Anything else?
It was just comedic, bro. That's all I can really say. Yeah. I just couldn't stop laughing at that.
Seriously.
It was over within the first
second quarter.
5 minutes of the game. No, it was over.
It got to like 30-10 early in the second quarter. Like it was just
early. It was crazy. It was over. They didn't have a chance of coming back.
I mean, when
they did not have a chance.
7.5. Like I've never seen that before in my life.
He got 35 and 10 in 3 quarters. He didn't even play in the fourth.
Yeah, no.
You just have to picture. You just have to picture what he would have done in the fourth.
Oh, he would have had a 60 ball.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane.
If it was close, he would have continued to go on. He would have had 50.
All right. So we've spent a lot of time talking about 2 of the sexiest people in the world, Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic.
Yep.
We just watched each of them lead their teams past the 2 teams that represented the Eastern and Western Conference in the 2021 finals last year.
Yep.
The Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks. We just watched that happen. It was crazy. They are, I would stretch to say, there's really no argument that they are the 2 best players under 25 years old right now. And each one has a long road ahead of them. So, Jake, in your opinion, what are their ceilings? How far can they climb in the all-time NBA hierarchy?
Okay. I'm going to start with Luka, and then I'll talk about Jason Tatum. I think Luka's ceiling is top 3 all time. He's struggled in the postseason. I mean, he hasn't struggled in the postseason. He hasn't had the help that he needs to get over the hump. But I think there's no question that, top 3 all time is, whatever order you want. We don't have to discuss this right now, but MJ and LeBron and Kareem. I think 1 and 2 for most people is MJ and LeBron. I think it would be really easy for him to just slide in right there to number 3. I think it would be really easy for him. I mean, there's a long road ahead of him, but that's definitely his ceiling. He's going to be better than Dirk. He's dominating in the playoffs. We get all this talk, and I'm so tired of it, the last couple of years with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I don't want to hear any more Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Okay, he's absolutely dominated those fools. They don't even want to guard him because they're afraid to get exposed by this man. Okay, I got the stats somewhere here. And you've probably heard the stat before if you listen to any other sports talk. But career points per game in the playoffs, and throw the stat up. Number 1 all time, who you would guess, is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan averaged for his career 33.4 points per game. Number 2 is Luka Doncic. Okay. And number 3 is Allen Iverson. And number 4 is Kevin Durant. The only 2 guys in their career to average more than 30 are MJ and Luka. He's a full 3 points ahead of AI in number 2. So I think it's no question that Luka, the way that he impacts the game, like he's stepped up on the defensive end in the second half of this series. If he continues to do that, it continues to evolve on that end of the floor, because that's something that's big about Michael Jordan and LeBron. Like when they were, like LeBron doesn't play a whole lot of defense anymore, but when LeBron was himself, when he was in his prime, he would play both ends of the court 40 minutes, and he's going to guard your best player, and then he's going to come down and he's going to score on him on the next play. And that's just what he did. Luka can step it up on the defensive end. He has the potential to be better offensively than both of those guys because MJ didn't have the advantage of the 3-point line. And LeBron is still not a very, I mean, he's okay now, but he's not in his career been a good 3-point shooter. So I think he can be better than both of those guys. I think top 5 all time is on the table for Luka. Not only that, but he's an incredible passer. He's a great passer. Mm-hmm. And because he's 6'7" at the guard position, he's able to be bigger than everybody else at his position and get the rebound. He'll get up and get the ball. And so he can affect the game in every aspect. And he's also a leader. I mean, everybody talks about him coming over from Slovenia, coming from Europe. He got toughened up when he was young, and now he ain't scared of nothing. That dude,
yep.
Like, I mean, he's been playing grown freaking men since he was 14, 15 years old. He's been cooking them. Yeah. As far as the 3-point percentage, I have this stat somewhere here. Where did I put it? It's on the back side of this. Playoff career 3-point percentage, all time, on at least 7 attempts per game. So not the guys that come out and shoot 2 attempts per game. Those guys don't count. The guys that are going and they're leading their teams and they are shooters. The list is, anybody want to guess number 1?
Steph.
Good guess. He's top 5. He's on here. I'm going to name him. It's his homie. Klay Thompson is 4.4 from 3 in the playoffs. Number 2, none of you are going to get this. This is on 6 games. 6 games he's played, and he's averaged, like, I saw it was like 10.5 3-point attempts. You want to throw it somewhere?
How about JJ Redick?
No, because JJ played a lot more than 6 games.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
he played 6 playoff games. This guy has only played 6 playoff games.
Is it Stojakovic?
Okay.
What's that, Ty?
Is it Peja Stojakovic?
No, I don't know who that is.
No?
Is it Grant Williams?
No. Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is
shooting. Really?
Yeah, I know. 40.4% from 3 on like 10.
He did cook.
Yeah.
Like he went crazy.
Yeah, man. He did cook when they lost in the first round.
So literally
cook when they lost in the first round.
Man. Okay. 3rd is Curry. He's at 39.8, and Luka is 4th at 37.2. Dame's 5th. He's over Dame in 3-point percentage in the playoffs. One of the 5 best shooters of all time. Okay, so he can shoot the 3. He can hit the step back. He can get to his shot. He's incredible driving the ball. He's so tough. Like, he comes into the season out of shape, and he's just so tough it doesn't even matter. I forgot to mention that, but that's the one thing that needs to work on. Somebody else will mention it, but Ty, I can let you talk about that. I know you'll probably mention that. So I think Luka can be top 5 all time. Jason Tatum,
number one all time.
I hope I get proven wrong. I don't think JT can affect the game enough to be the greatest player of all time. I don't think his ceiling is that high.
I'm just kidding.
You know,
you're not though, but you know.
I think the goalpost for Jason Tatum is greatest Celtic of all time. I think the goalpost for him is, can he pass Larry Bird and become the greatest Celtic of all time? And thus far, scoring wise, he's the best young scoring Celtic we've ever seen thus far. Throw out another stat for you here. JT is 5th all time in playoff points before turning 25. He's 5th all time already in playoff points. Okay.
Such a legend.
He's 5th. Okay. He's still got room to go. Okay. He is 158 points out of 3rd place to pass Kevin Durant and Tony Parker from the Spurs. He's 158 points. Okay. If he gets to the finals and he doesn't get injured, that's a done deal. He's getting that. He's going to get to 3rd, and he's going to be 3rd in playoff points before turning 25 to Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. Okay. He's going to be 3rd to those guys. Okay, as far if this Heat series even goes 6 games, if he averages 26.3 over 6 games, he will pass both of those guys. He'll be 3rd all time in playoff points before turning 25. So I think the goalpost for him is to pass Larry and be wherever you've got Larry, top 15, top 10. I think that's the goalpost for him. All right, I talked for a while. Ty, you go next.
All right, so my thing with Luka is I wouldn't say athleticism. It's defensive effort. He stepped it up in the playoffs, as he should have, and pretty much had to. But I mean, like you said, the number 1 and 2 guys are two-way players because you've always got to have that defense to go back to. Like you're having a crappy night, you got to at least lock up your matchup. And right now, he's not a liability, but he is not a defensive leader by any means.
No.
And
he's got room to grow for sure.
He's not a threat. He is not a threat, which is that's what I've got stopping him from being number 1 in the league right now.
Okay.
I think he's the best offensive player in the league. But he's nowhere in the top 50 of defensive players in the league. So it's bro, it doesn't
probably not in the top 100, but
right. And that's what I see a lot in JT. He's already. I mean, his defense is criminally underrated.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, he is.
Agreed.
He's.
Well, I don't know.
I think
after we all saw him lock down KD in the first round, it might not be underrated anymore.
Well, before that, I mean, nobody knew him as a two-way player.
Well, yeah, apparently Pat Bev
the narrative
plays defense, and even now, so
Pat Bev is a failure to the basketball.
John, did you see that? Pat Bev went on First Take or ESPN Get Up, and JJ Redick said
he plays
that
both
JT
sides,
was a two-way player. And then Pat Bev questioned him. He's like, wait, JT plays both ways? And JJ's like, bro, did you watch him lock down KD in the first round? He's like,
JJ
okay,
Redick's a real one for that.
You have to take everything that Patrick Beverly says with half a grain of salt. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say a grain of salt is too much.
He doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. Let's please stop talking about Patrick Beverly as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
I am.
But anyways,
go ahead, Ty.
Let me finish. So my ceiling for Luka is, I don't know that top 3 is going to be tough if he doesn't fix that defense.
No.
100% will end up in the top 15. And most likely the top 10.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna have to get championships. He's gonna have to get MVPs. Like that stuff's gonna have to happen.
And I see it happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's the age difference between him and JT? Are they the same age?
I looked it up. It's either 11 or 13 months. I think he was born in February.
JT is older, right?
Yeah, JT just about a year older.
I disagree with you. I mean, obviously you want to be proven wrong. I think as long as he stays with the Celtics, which please do. JT, I know you're not watching. Don't leave, bro. He will be the best Celtic of all time. I've got no question about that. But I've got him in the top 30, no question, of all time. Not right now, but eventually he will be a top 30 player.
Man.
Yeah, already he's a top 30 already. Because, bro, I mean, he's made promises that he's going to be the MVP next year. So I'm gonna take that promise from him. I'm gonna take it.
I know. I'm waiting for it.
We're looking at if everything goes the way it should. We've got a championship, a finals MVP, and a possible MVP coming up. And he'll be 26 when that happens.
Yeah.
That is insane. So that's pretty much, I mean, I've got Luka in the top 10 when he retires and JT in the top 30. And no question the best Celtic. And obviously Luka would be the best Mav of all time. So John, where are you at on this?
Okay. I have been waiting for this. Okay. I'm surprised at y'all. I really am, because I'm about to make a Tatum pick that is higher than y'all's. I have watched Tatum play for a few years now, and he's improving every year.
Yep.
I think Tatum is on course to be top 20 all time. I think Tatum on the course he is at is a Hall of Famer without question.
Oh, yeah.
I think his being considered the best Celtic of all time is sooner rather than later. I'd say maybe within the next 8 years, that won't even be a topic. And I think, as Tyler said, his effectiveness on both ends of the floor makes that hardly questionable. I mean, he is so efficient all around. He
Right.
can score anywhere. You can't hardly stop him, and he will stand up and stay in front of any player in the league.
All right, the Zoom call dropped off. 40-minute limit. Let's go back into
We're
it. John, you were talking about JT. Just give me what is his ultimate ceiling? What number? Where can he get to?
All right, I see his absolute top being
one.
top 15 all time. I see greatest Celtic of all time easily. But yeah.
No, Bird is like Bird's like 9 conservatively. So
I don't
Is
see
he?
that.
Right.
Yes, he is, and that's kind of been the consensus. I don't really agree with that. But I think within really soon, people will consider Tatum as better than him. But we will see how that goes. Now,
here we go.
Luka Doncic.
We all know what he's going to say. Here we go.
Here is where you guys are just going to start hating.
One.
I think his potential is to be the greatest player in the history of the NBA.
I knew
Yep.
it. I knew it.
Easily. I don't even think it will
I don't know about
be
easily.
close.
Easily might be a little bit too far, but I agree
Here's
with
the
you.
thing. He is the most dominating player in the league right now. And he is just now entering his prime.
Yeah.
He is not even in it yet. He is now entering his prime, and he's doing it with nobody else on his team. Yeah, he has some people who are pretty good, but they're all inconsistent. He's the only one who is even in the conversation of being an all-star on his team. And he took them to the Western Conference Finals, and that's just as of right now. And this is only the start, y'all. And I'm not saying it will happen because obviously there are some great players, but his potential to where he could end up is the greatest player of all time. And I'm not saying that it's easily in the sense that the gap between him and, let's say, Michael Jordan and LeBron James is huge. I'm not saying that easily. I'm saying in that his presence in the league, his effectiveness in the league will be so great, will be so powerful that even though talent and skill-wise they're pretty close, that it'll be a consensus like, yeah, these people were good, but you have to give it to him. If he plays on this current path, he will be the greatest player in NBA history.
Yeah, I couple thoughts. I mean, he's gonna have to win 4 championships, and
At least.
he's gonna have to win at least 4 and at least 3 MVPs to be in the conversation. And the thing you said about Luka's prime, actually, now that I think about it, I think Luka's prime might be a little advanced, like which would mean it will last longer. But because of how he's been playing professionally for so long, his prime might be even longer. It might be advanced, but I'm not saying he's going to drop off at 26. Like his prime will probably be longer because of that. But the 3-point shooting is going to continue to improve from where it already is.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's already fantastic.
Right.
Fantastic. I mean, he is one of the most clutch players I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, no
He's
question.
definitely clutch against the Celtics, I'll tell you that much. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's try not to spend an hour on this next segment. I know we're all excited about talking about this. Okay. So, Ty, we have had many conversations on the subject. John, you and I have too. But me and Ty specifically, we've talked a whole lot about lists, top 10s, and comparisons and all this stuff, okay? So right now, 1 to 10, give me your top 10 and let's talk about it.
All right, I want to preface by saying that this is like Kawhi Leonard's not on this list. All like people who didn't play much are not on this list. It's just
I'm not gonna lie.
Kawhi
I'm not gonna lie.
Watching my list, even if
I was terrified you would actually have him on there, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We're good, bro.
I was scared because you're
no.
All right.
All right.
All right,
So am I
good.
starting? Am I starting from 1 or am I starting from 10?
Whatever
You're
you
going to
think.
start from 10.
Whatever you
We'll
think.
start from 10.
10.
Okay.
So,
Start from 10.
Jake, you're not going to like this. Number 10 in the league, in my opinion, is Jimmy Butler.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that's what you were gonna say. I'm
Number
okay with
9, I've got DeMar at 9.
Oh.
And then
I forgot about DeMar. Yeah.
John Moran at 8, JT at 7, Jason Tatum at 7, LeBron at 6. Which, if anyone reads this comment section, I'm gonna get shot. So, it's all good.
Okay.
Steph at 5. I'm sorry, bro. I've still got Luka at 4. I'm sorry. KD at 3, Joel Embiid at 2, and Giannis is the best player in the world. Which I think that'll be a common theme, unless John just totally threw Luka at 1. Giannis is the best player in the world.
Okay, I do have a question about your list. Now, I'm not sure if I heard right, but there seems to be a very prominent person that you left off.
Yeah, number 4, Luka.
List. No, there seems
Oh yeah,
the MVP.
Oh, did you not have the Joker in there?
He didn't have Jokic on the list.
I did
All
not.
right, we're gonna have to come back to that because Tyler's gonna have to figure out how he's about to fit the Joker.
That's an issue. Hold on, I sold the bag.
John, talk about Luka, bro. You probably want to.
I'll go, and Tyler, we will come back to you once you learn what the NBA is. Okay. Here's what we're doing. Okay. I will preface this by telling you who will not be on the list. Anyone in a Phoenix Suns jersey.
Yes,
they have
sir.
lost all right to be on a top 10 list. I had both of them on there prior to this past week. They are both off of the top 10 list. I still have them both in the top 20, but they cannot touch the top 10 list. My number 10 player, Ja Morant. Now, he is one of the most electrifying and most powerful players in the league.
Yep.
He averaged for this season, including the playoffs, 27, 6, and 7. He was good. He's only as low as he is because he can't shoot incredibly well, and you have to take
getting better though. He's getting better.
Account. Yes, he is, but you also have to take into account that by every ounce of evidence that we have, the Grizzlies are way better with him off the court now.
Somehow, some way, yeah.
I'm not sure how that works, but apparently happens. I think it's because because in order for him to play, he needs to have the ball so much, which takes out everybody's hands. Okay, my number 9 and Ty, I'm glad you have this in here. DeMar DeRozan. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league. I don't think he gets talked about near enough, but for the season, including the playoffs, he was a mere 28, 5, and 5. One of the most elite mid-range scorers in the game. Number 8, Nikola Jokic. And Ty, wow. I got onto you about it because I think he's in arguably top 10, but I think he's the one of the most overrated players in the entire league.
That was just a mistake.
That's why I left him off. That's why I left him off. He's permanently overrated. So it's like, bro.
He is very
Wait, Ty, are you saying he's not on your list? He's not on your list.
No, he's on my list.
Okay.
All
right, good. However, he is top 10 because yes, I think he's overrated, but you can't argue with the fact that this man dominates everyone he plays. He averaged for the season 27, 14, and 8. You cannot stop him. He's too big and he can shoot really well. Number 7, Kevin Durant. Now,
dude, so many hot takes right now. It's insane.
Here's what it is. He is one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen. Yep. But a few things hold him back. His defense
he's not better than Jason Tatum?
Is garbage. His defense is garbage. And currently, he's not even the best scorer on his own team. So you have to take that into account. Yes, in the totality of his career, it's inarguable. But as it stands right now, I would not take him over the next 6 players that are over him. So it's his defense. It's the fact that he is injured a lot. And it's the fact that in the totality of his team, he cannot win. He cannot
Okay,
win. He
so
got
hold
blown
on.
out.
You just said he's not
by
the
the
best
Celtics.
scorer on his own team, and he doesn't play defense. So are we going to hear
How the hell is
Kyrie?
Kyrie number
Are we
3?
going to hear Kyrie?
We are not, and that is because
Because he thinks the earth is flat?
he is ineffective. He thinks the earth is flat, and as a Christian, I can't stand by that. Now, but I
as a
think for
human, you
me,
can't stand by that.
well, like I think truly you have to play a certain amount of games to even be qualified for
Yeah, I agree with that.
for the top 10, and Kyrie's not even touching that now. Number 6
It's much
on
better.
the
JT,
list.
JT.
Here's where things are going to get very controversial if they have not already. Actually, I'm not sure. Here's where they get. Okay.
Don't you? If
Okay,
you say
here-
honest, bro, we're gonna
here
fight.
and
I was
next.
about to say, don't say it.
Steph Curry. Steph Curry
Oh, man.
is
Yeah.
easily the greatest shooter we've ever seen. His injuries are questionable, and he tends to be very hot and cold. But him being on top 10 is inarguable. Number 5 is, in my opinion, the greatest player to ever play basketball is LeBron James. I believe LeBron James is still good. He played at an elite level, but he couldn't carry his team to the playoffs. That has to be said. And this past season, his defense left some to be desired. Number
He's injury prone now,
4.
and that has to be factored in.
Absolutely, but that is age, and he still played elite.
Yeah.
Had it not been for the last few games,
He's
he would have
still,
won these. He would have won the scoring title by a long shot. That's an arguable number 4 on my
wow.
list in the NBA right now.
He's about to have him higher than both of we do.
Joel Embiid.
Bro!
Okay. Hey. Hold on.
Go ahead.
All right. Joel Embiid is one of the most dominant players in the league. He won the scoring title for a reason. In the regular season, you couldn't stop him, right? In the regular season, you couldn't stop him, but we can't take the playoffs out of the picture. He hasn't made it to a conference finals. You can't take that out of account.
Yeah.
He lost to a Heat team that did not have a player who could compare with the amount of talent and skill that he has.
Busted face, though. Busted face.
Which means what? His injury did not help them at all. That is a concern for someone his size. But then he came back and choked. And you saw the games. He did not play up to his potential. I think he's still really good. Obviously, top 4 in the league. But until he starts producing more wins and starts being more effective to the rest of his team, then he cannot be top 3.
Yeah.
Here's where we're going. Number 3, Jason Tatum.
Okay.
I
was about to freak out if you said
number
Giannis, 'cause
3,
JT beat him.
Jason Tatum, the best player left in the Eastern Conference by a mile.
Yeah.
As I've been saying, I have ranted on and on about him. He is a dominant player on the offensive and defensive end. I've already talked about him enough. I don't need to go on about Jason Tatum. He's fantastic. Here's where things get very interesting. Because these two people here
we know
have been on me about this.
We know.
And I have to. I have been going back and forth since we have been recording. But I can't. I cannot. I can't. I have to stay true to what I know is the actual truth. Number 2 on my NBA list is Luka Doncic.
Oh,
Okay. Think of it. Hey. He is the most he right now is the best scorer in the NBA. And I don't think it's close. He is effective as all get out. You cannot stop him. You cannot block him. He is unbelievable. What holds him back is his defense is greatly improving, but it's a bit up in the air. I think if he improves that, he is the best player in the league. But that holds him back. But what elevates him to 2 is the fact that he's carrying the Dallas Mavericks as of right now to the Western Conference Finals, which is amazing. And then obviously one easily the best player in the league, Giannis. I mean, on the offensive and defensive, He can't be stopped. And even in a loss to these Celtics, played up par with Tatum the entire time and ended the series at a mere 25-20. I think right now, depending on the night, him and Luka are a toss-up, but right now I have him at 1, Jake.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or Tyler, yes.
Oh, yeah, where's
He just
Jokic
finished
now?
researching. He
Who's
just
moving down?
finished researching what the NBA was. All right, Tyler, you got it.
I felt good about Jimmy Butler at 10 too, but that goes to DeMar because I still got DeMar over Jimmy Butler. So
Smart.
I've got DeMar at 10, Ja at 9, LeBron at 8, JT at 7, Steph at 6, the Joker at 5, Luka at 4, KD at 3, Joel at 2, and Giannis at 1. Now, John, I know Luka hurt your soul that I got him at 4. I know.
Bro, I
know.
I don't even care about that. You put Jokic at 5 above LeBron.
I mean, he's had a better season than LeBron.
Wait till you hear my list.
I cannot wait to tear you a new one, Jake.
Giannis, undoubted. I mean, Jake's got him at 1. We all know this. Giannis is the best player on planet Earth right now. Now LeBron at 8 is an anomaly. Next year he's going to be top 5. Like unless.
Yeah, I mean they've got to make the playoffs. They've got to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I've
got faith. I've got faith he will return to the top 5.
Yeah.
And then I don't know that JT is a top 5 player yet. Like if I'm starting a franchise today, I'm picking JT almost over everybody. But it's like right now, Steph is more dominant than JT. I don't even know that the Joker is more dominant.
Huh?
But what?
Have you been watching the NBA?
Yes. Well, what's your question?
Jason Tatum
Tough because
had
of body
a
of work.
46-point closeout game in Game 6.
Yeah.
I am saying right now, who would you take?
Over
right now, as it is right now.
On my entire list, if I had to pick one person, who am I starting to franchise?
He's talking about Curry and JT.
Yeah.
Curry and JT. Right now, JT, because he's younger.
Yeah.
Right. That's the point of the list.
But he's on the verge of passing him right now.
Hold on, though.
Yeah, right.
If we're pulling a 2K NBA today, I've got 1 year to win the finals. I'm picking Steph.
That is taking into account everything. That's taking into account his entire NBA thing. You know?
Well, no, what Tyler's saying is now, if I've got to win, I've got to win a series, I've got to win a season, I'm going to take Steph right now. JT's right about to pass him, but right at this given moment. So in this snapshot in time, Curry over him, I understand.
And the reason why I've got Joker over both of them, like, he can do everything at 7 feet. He can shoot the ball. He can make plays. He can rebound. He can, there's nothing he cannot do. Is he elite at every single aspect of basketball?
He's just not flashy. That's why we don't like him. But yeah,
he's like the new age. He is the Gen Z version of Tim Duncan. He's just a fundamental big man. He's not even fun to watch. He's kind of boring to watch, but it's just who's on the Nuggets? Like Jamal Murray who's on the Nuggets?
Nobody.
Right now it's nobody because right now they don't exist. You know why? Because they got clobbered in the first round of the playoffs. So, Jake.
Beautiful. All right.
Go ahead, Jake.
Okay.
I cannot wait to rip you a new one after you have this list.
Yeah. Okay. I know why you said you were surprised about or why you thought I would be surprised about your number 10 or unhappy. But yeah, my 10 is Jimmy Butler. I don't like him because of what he did to the Celtics 2 years ago. For whatever reason, that dude can't hit a 3 unless it is absolutely do or die to win the conference finals. Like, he can't hit a 3 for his life unless it's time, and then he can't miss. And I don't understand it. I respect it, but I hate it. So
who do you have him over then?
Who's 11?
Yeah.
I didn't go that. I mean, I didn't think of DeMar DeRozan, to be honest, when I
Yeah.
was putting this
Okay.
together. But I'm
Yeah,
okay.
that's fair.
I wouldn't
That's-
have him on my
That's
10
completely fair.
because he just doesn't have a big enough body of work. Like he's coming from the Spurs. He
Right.
had a middling season the year prior to this last one, and then he just had a crazy scoring first 2/3 of the season before the Bulls fell apart, and he was great. If he comes out and does it again next year, and then has some sort of postseason success next year, he'll be on the list.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just doesn't have enough body of work. Okay, John Morant 9. Okay, I think we all agree he's right around there. Just not enough postseason success. I think we all
Criminally overrated.
criminally overrated. I thought you say overrated.
I'm
I
saying
wouldn't say
like by
criminally.
NBA.
Yeah. People will say he's like top 5. It's like people
Oh, yeah,
refuse to give Jason Tatum his
He's not
respect,
even-
and
not
Ja
even the
plays
best
2
of
months of good basketball, and it's like the new
Not
face
even the
of the
best at his
NBA because he
position.
can do the
Not
gritty.
even the best. Not even the best.
I
at his
can't do the
position.
gritty, but I don't know. Okay.
I didn't know what that was. You said like that. Like,
Yeah,
didn't know
I
what
told
that
you I can't do it. I can't do it. But I got all the confidence when I'm dancing. It's just okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. This guy likes to dance too. He likes to smoke cigars, drink some wine. Number 8, LeBron James.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I agree with what you said, Ty. Next year he'll probably be back in that top 5. He's got to make the playoffs. He's got to be a top. Got to be a top 4 seed if he's going to get back there. But I think we all believe that's going to happen. The Russell Westbrook and all that stuff, whatever. This season happened. He's getting older. Whatever happens from here on out, this doesn't diminish the fact that he's top 3 all-time minimum. Okay, that doesn't diminish that fact. Okay?
Right.
So I've got him in. Okay, JT at 7.
Man, I did not expect this. I did not expect. I expected you two to have him so high. It's crazy.
Dude,
Ah,
I'm
you
blown
gotta
away.
keep
You had
it
him
real,
as high as
bro.
you did. I couldn't believe. I
Gotta
thought
keep
you
it
were about
real.
to have JT at 2 because he just beat Giannis. I was like, "There's no way."
Right, but he didn't outplay him, so you have to.
Got JT
I
at
agree.
7. Now, if he beats Jimmy Butler and goes and plays and takes whoever's in the final 6 games, he's top 5. Okay, 6 is Jokic. In this group, we hate the top 3, top whatever Jokic talk. But yeah, as Tyler said, it can be taken too far both ways. He's still incredible. He can shoot the 3 ball. His post game is strong. He'll just turn and hit the little hook shot on you because he's 7 foot and it's impossible to stop. He's got that weird jumper where he shoots it over top of his head like I do. And I mean, I got to respect that because that's how I do it. And I make every shot I take. So
Yeah.
he must be doing something right. Okay. 6 is Jokic. 5 is Steph. I mean, Steph's still top 5. I think he's on the bottom of that tier. At this point, I mean, he can take it and he's a great finisher and he's a great dribbler. But if he's not feeling it, if he comes out and shoots 4 from 13 from 3 or 3 from 13, like that happens every 3rd game or so, he can't make as much of a difference as all the rest of these guys when he's not hitting shots because he's not big enough. Okay, 4 is Kevin Durant. Okay, I'm going to stop you. Okay, JT is 3 slots lower than Kevin Durant, but it's a sort of rock, paper, scissors sort of thing. You know how like rock beats paper, paper beats rock, and then rock beats scissors, and then scissors beats paper. Okay, it's like, okay, KD against the rest of the league is more of a matchup nightmare than Jason Tatum is, but you get those guys head on head. Jason Tatum is better than Kevin Durant. Okay, you guys want to get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I 110% agree with that.
So I couldn't put JT KD as far as in the entire NBA, but they go head to head, and JT, the torch has been passed. They went to the Olympics, and he's like, all right, here you go, bro.
Just take it.
Number 3, Joel Embiid. Unlike you, John, I'm not gonna hold this season's postseason failures against him. In my opinion, he should have gotten at least one of the last 2 MVPs, if not both of them. He has no question earned one of them. Probably last year. I mean, he got injured last year.
I agree.
But this year, giving Jokic the other one, Giving him
I
another.
don't think he's earned any of them. Yeah.
Embiid needed to get at least one of those, if not both of those. You can make the argument for Giannis, and that's fine. I would have had Giannis and Embiid over. I would have had the Joker at 3 this year.
I would have had him at, I think, 5. So
yeah, Embiid has earned at least one MVP over the last couple of years.
Yep.
And yeah, he's been honestly cooked by the Celtics in the playoffs in the last couple of years. We swept them in the bubble, and it wasn't close. We dominated that series. Obviously,
just like you're number 4 on the list, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yep. Okay. Number 2 is Luka. Okay, and number 1 is Giannis.
Nice.
Giannis is the best player in the world. I'm not holding this series against him. He was incredible. In Game 6, he had 44, 20, and 6 or something like that. It was right around there. He had the third ever 40, 20, and 5 playoff game. The only other 2 guys to do that were Shaq and Wilt Chamberlain. And the only reason that didn't matter, like that would, if they win that game, they win the series. If Jason Tatum doesn't have an all-time performance, they win that game, and Giannis is, bow down to the king even more so. He's even gone to another level. But nobody's talking about that because of what JT did. Game 7, I mean, you can only do so much. He dominated and did as much as he could the whole series. And then the team shoots 4 of 33 from 3. You can't do nothing about that. Thing I'll say about Luka, Luka's incredible. If Luka wins the finals, he's the best player in the world. If he wins this finals, especially if he beats the Celtics, because if the Celtics beat Giannis and beat him and show him what's up because of the defense, and the Celtics shut down Kevin Durant. I wouldn't say we didn't shut down Giannis, but we slowed him down significantly. We slowed them both down, and then Luke, because for them to win the finals, Luka will have to by far be the best player in the series. He will have to absolutely dominate if he's going to beat the Celtics in the finals, and the Heat as well. He'll have to be so good, it's ridiculous. And so he will take the crown from Giannis, especially if he beats the Celtics by beating the team that kicked him out of the playoffs. They'll take the throne. I'm surprised you had Jokic at 6, Ty. You had him at 8. I'm blown away.
I had him at 5.
Okay, you had him at 5. I'm cool with that. Tyler, other than Luka, I'm pretty sure every guy on your list.
Yeah. Ours is so similar.
It's so close. Every guy is within 1 spot. Other than Luka, you've got him at 4. I've got him at 2. Every other guy is like right there.
John, yours is the most controversial top 10 list.
Bro, yeah.
It is, but that's because it is the most unpopular one, because it is the most accurate one if you watch the NBA in its totality.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's move on.
So.
What's the
all right.
What's the next segment?
Here we are. We have officially made it to the conference finals. Let's start in the East. Boom. The Celtics are on their way to Miami, Florida, after demolishing the Hawks and the Sixers in just 11 games the Heat have. And the first seeded Heat look to protect their home court against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and the rest of the Celtics in the Eastern Conference to go back to the finals for the first time since 2020. Jake, I think we all know the answer to this one, but who do you have in this series against the Heat and the Celtics?
4.
Yeah. 4. I've got the Celtics at 6. Surprise, surprise. Home court advantage will play a factor. I might have the season 5 if we had home court in this series. I think the biggest thing, because I remember last time we played him, Tyler Hero killed us, and it was we actually passed on him in that draft and drafted Mr. Nobody Romeo Langford, who's no longer a Celtic, instead of drafting Tyler Hero, and that came back to bite us because he killed us in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago. So I wasn't looking forward to playing him, but get his numbers thus far in the playoffs. He is currently shooting 42% from the field and 27% from 3 in the postseason. That's his stat.
I like that.
I don't have his points. John, if you could grab his points for this postseason for me. I saw them earlier. It was pretty bad. You know what? I remember now. They had 11 games. In those 11 games, he's only had 2 games over 20. As the guy that off the bench averaged 20 this season, won 6 men of the year. He was incredible.
That's like his whole narrative. He is known to score 20 off the bench.
Scores points. That's the only way he impacts the game, and he's not doing it this postseason. He could turn it around. We'll see. Apparently, thus far, Max Strus has absolutely shut the lights out and has made up for that. But honestly, I had no idea.
Former Celtic Max Strus.
I had no idea that dude even existed until I saw on like a Heat game this year that he started. I'm like, bro, who is this? Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero are getting limited playing time because this guy Max Strus is here now.
He outplayed everyone on the Sixers. He was great. He was great in that series. So, but yeah.
He's really good. Oladipo for them is a huge pickup. They've got a solid squad. 2 years ago when we played in the Eastern Conference Finals, the storyline was we were gassed and they had the better culture. They were just grittier. They wanted it more. They were willing to fight harder for it, and we just didn't have anything left in the tank. And so when we got down, we gave up. So we ended up losing that series in 6 games, and it wasn't a super close 6 games. They've still got that culture, but I think at this point, the switch has been flipped because I think we're the team with the culture now. We've got the best defense in the NBA. And I mean, if we go on to win this finals, if we go on to win this series, historically, we're going to look back on this. The team that stopped Kevin Durant, that slowed down Giannis and beat him, that went and beat the Heat and this whole revenge tour, beating all the teams that have previously beaten us and go on. Like if we play Luka in the finals, because Luka is going to be all time. If we stop all of those players, we're going to look back on it. It's huge. I think we're that team in this postseason. We have showed that we've got the grit. We've gotten down and we've come back and won games. We got down against the Nets. I mean, we talk about the sweep. It was a close sweep, but we won all of those close games. In this series with the Bucks, I think that we lost a little bit of that in some of the ends of those games. But the fact that we lost at home in Game 5 and then came back and did what we did in Game 6 and then dominated Game 7 shows that, okay, we knew that we messed those parts up, but we came back and we got the job done. We didn't get discouraged by losing Game 5 at home. We got it done, and we've got that culture now. I think we're going to take care of them in 6 games. I think we're going to take one of the first 2 games. We're going to win 3 and 4. They'll probably win Game 5, and we've got 6 back at home, and we're going to take that game. A couple of those might flip-flop, but I think we got them in 6.
All righty. The next Celtics fan up here. Obviously, I've got the Celtics in 6 as well. I am going to focus more on the Celtics than you did. Going into Game 1, Marcus Smart is right now listed as questionable, and Rob is available. Probably
Kyle Lowry is listed as out for Game 1.
All good. And then my guy Sam Hauser's out. Obviously, Sam Hauser was going to go in and make a huge difference. So, with Marcus Smart being out, we've got D White starting tomorrow. So,
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to you all already.
I will not be surprised. I won't say I won't be surprised if we lose tomorrow, but like if we're gonna lose a game, it's gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah. By the way, I know we all don't like Derek White, but I think he had the best plus-minus in the Bucks series. I have no idea how, but I'm pretty sure he had at least through 6 games. I know he had the best.
Did they include Game 7?
I don't know about Game 7, but I know that at least through 6 games he had the best plus-minus. Excuse me.
But yeah, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, and Grant Williams are going to have to be the guys. Like Grant Williams is going to start. So Peyton Pritchard is going to be the 6th man. Man, we're going to have a small rotation if Marcus Smart is out. Now that I'm thinking about that, it's going to be scary. But I could totally see this matchup going to 7. It will not surprise me at all. And the Celtics are known to fold against shooters. I mean, obviously we've still got the best defense in the league, and now we don't have a Giannis to stop.
Yep.
But all in all, these Celtics are known to fold against crazy shooting teams. So if this goes 7, I will not be surprised. but Celtics in 6.
Okay. We've also got the best player in the series, and Jason Tatum has a huge chance. Not only is beating KD and Giannis, he can come out and dominate the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
I think for everyone who is watching this right now and they're hearing y'all, after watching all the past segments, hearing y'all say that y'all are the Celtics fan here would probably be pretty surprising to them, because I have been riding that train for the Celtics, and y'all did not even have Tatum in your top 5. That's very surprising. But I do also like y'all have these Celtics in 6, and I think that is being generous to the Heat. And here's why. I think the Heat will get 2 games purely off talent, because they are a talented team. They were the 1 seed for a reason. They have a great team. They have a great coach. They have a great organization. They have a great culture around them, as you talked about, Jake. And I think that purely alone, and the fact that they have home court, I think will get them 2 wins. But I don't see it going past 6, because they don't have an answer for these Celtics top 2 players. The Heat don't have an answer for Tatum or Brown.
Not Jimmy Butler.
And
Jimmy Butler could do a little bit.
Yeah, but I think
maybe not an answer, but
I think arguing that he's an answer for Tatum would be kind of stupid. I think in terms of Brown, I think he has the best shot of stopping Brown.
Yeah.
But I think Brown's quickness is highly underrated, and I don't know if for the entire series, if a Butler can handle him. And think, if you have Butler on Brown, then Tatum's wide open.
Right.
So you have to have him on one, and if not, the other one's open. And this is kind of, I guess, a hot take, but I like the Celtics bench more than the Heat, purely from a productive standpoint, and from the standpoint that arguably these Celtics' most consistent shooter is off the bench.
Yeah.
How Peyton Pritchard comes off the bench, and every time he does, hits the craziest shots you've ever seen. I think
they just grabbed rebounds like no other.
I think these Celtics have easily the best player in these series, and are easily the best team left in the East. I have them in 6.
Okay. In 30 seconds, I got to say this. One, they've introduced this year for the 75th anniversary the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, respectively, Eastern Conference and Western Conference MVP trophies for the conference finals. Okay. JT needs to go grab that thing, and he needs to take it home, and then he's going to show them that, hey, I've got the Larry Bird trophy. I got the first ever Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals MVP trophy.
All righty. So, after that Game 7 against these, I don't know if you can call them the Suns anymore, but
I saw something
they've got all
the logo is Phoenix Sucks. They're the Phoenix Sucks.
Yes.
Bro, they've got to be going into the East or Western Conference Finals with some serious momentum. And John, do you think that Luka will be able to beat Steph? And
as surprising as this may be, this was actually a tough choice. His was a tough choice.
Fanboy took a second.
It took me more than a second. It took me a few seconds. It might have even been a few minutes. Because here's the thing. The Golden State Warriors are a very good team with some very good players, far more great players than are on our team, as we have one, and they arguably have
You've got number one, and they've probably got like the next 4.
Right. So you have to take that into account. However, because of a few things, primarily injuries, age, and the fact that the Dallas Mavericks have the greatest score in the NBA, I'm taking the Mavericks in a for sure 6, possibly Yeah,
Awesome.
it just kind of depends. It kind of depends on how it goes. Hard
Right.
6 though. I genuinely see, and as crazy as it is for us to be having this conversation right now, I see a Mavericks and Celtics finals this year, and it will be insane. It'll be crazy, but I think with the momentum they have after round 2 and having the greatest player in the Western Conference, I think he will be able to pull it off. I think we will get enough from the supporting players to be able to push past them in 6 to make it to the finals this year.
All right, let me just say what I've got to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Saying Mavs in 6 is comedic to me. All right.
Really?
This series is going 7. Like, there's no way it does not go 7. I did put, all right. I put the Warriors, but it is literally like I wanted to put either or, but it's just like it's going 7, and I genuinely just couldn't pick one. So I picked the Warriors, but I don't even feel great about that. It is going to go down to the last game. It'll go to 7.
Come on, say it with your chest out, man. Make a pick, and you got to live with it. That's how we do it on these shows.
Well, I said Warriors in 7.
Make a pick, Ty. Make a pick.
I said Warriors in 7. I said
picking the Warriors in 7.
Warriors in 7. Warriors
All
in
right.
It
7.
would not. I wouldn't even be.
But the Warriors don't have Cleva on their team. That's why they're going to lose.
I can't wait, dude. I hope that I can take that snippet and we can post that on social media 2 weeks from now, and we will have that. They don't have Maxi Kleba, and he drops like 8 threes in Game 7. Oh my gosh!
I'm telling you, bro.
That would be.
He goes clutch at the best moments. He goes clutch at the best moments.
I hope that we can take that for later. Okay.
All right, Jake.
Yeah, here's my take. So we decided we were going to record this podcast about 7 hours before we started recording. So we have to put together all our takes and everything. My first thought is
26 hours from right now.
Yeah, because we've been doing this forever. It feels like. Okay. But yes, my first thought was Warriors. I gotta go Warriors, probably Warriors in 6. They got home court, Steph, championship medal. You gotta go Warriors. And then I started to really think about it. It's like, okay, I need to figure out what am I gonna say on the show? What am I gonna say? And the more I think about it, like, the Warriors aren't winning in 6. They're not going to go to the Mavericks and beat Luka on his home court after what he just did to the Suns in Game 6. They're not going to win that game. So regardless of what happens, I mean, I don't think the Warriors win in 5. But if it goes 6, the Mavericks win Game 6. And so we're talking about it go 7. I think it's going to play out exactly how the Sun series did. I think that the home team is going to win the first 6 games. I think it's going to be really tough for Luka and the supporting cast. It's going to be hard for the role players to go into the Warriors Stadium, all the championship banners and all that stuff. It's going to be hard for them to go in there and win a game and beat Steph Curry and all those guys that are on the other side of the court. It's going to be hard. So I don't think the Mavs are going to go to the Warriors and beat them. But I also don't know that the Warriors are going to come down to Luka's house where the role players will play better and there will be somebody else, ideally, that steps up and helps Luka. But if it takes Luka averaging 46, 12 and 10, that is what he's going to do. He's just ridiculous. And so we go 7. Okay? And so in that 7th game, it comes down to Game 7. We just saw 2 of them. Who's going to win the game? Who wants it more? Who's going to come up big time and take care of business? And I'm picking the Mavericks. Because
I don't know, bro. I can't bet against Stephen Curry, bro. I just can't.
I feel that way about Luka. And I think a big part of it as well, though, is that the whole team just went to Phoenix in Game 7 and did what they did. And so there's not a player on the Mavericks that's going to go to the Warriors in Game 7 scared. Like we just
There's
did
also
it.
not a player. There's not a player on the
Greatest
Suns.
playoff win in playoff history. We absolutely exposed that team.
There's not a player on the Suns that are even in the same universe as Curry, though. So
I understand that, but the fact that it's been a minute for the Warriors. Clay's not the same guy that he used to be.
Draymond's still kicking it, though.
And if Curry doesn't come out and have a great game, and even if he does, I think Luka is going to outplay him at minimum, unless Luka comes out and he's just fiery, or unless Curry comes out and he's just fiery hot, like he can be. But that part isn't. Curry can't summon that stuff. That stuff just happens. If he happens to just have an absolute bomber, then okay, fine, maybe they'll win. But Luka's going to come out and play Curry in Game 7, and the supporting cast is going to outplay the supporting cast of the Warriors because they're going to be coming off the confidence of just doing that with the team that just represented the Western Conference Finals represented the Western Conference in the finals of this last year.
Yep.
So I've got Mavericks in 7.
That's smart. And I do want to add this particular point in because y'all have been talking a lot about Steph. And I think Steph obviously is one of the greatest players right now in the league. But in terms of playoffs, you cannot argue it. And here in this specific playoffs, you can't act like they beat the Grizzlies because of Steph.
No.
They beat the Grizzlies because of Klay Thompson, because of Poole, because of people around him. That's not to say that Steph wasn't great.
Right.
But we can't just act like Steph is going to be the deciding factor in the series like Luka has been the entire season. I love Steph, but outside of the fact that I love the Mavs, I would feel very bad to bet against him right now. So
yeah. And I've always said this about superstars. I think the way to go to that next level, if you're going to be in that top 10, top 12, whatever it is, if you're going to be a superstar, to get to that level, you've got to be able to affect the game that you're playing for your team when your shot's not falling. Because basketball is naturally just a streaky sport. You have hot shooting days. Excuse me. Everybody does. Okay. LeBron is not a great shooter. He's average at best, probably. And he has his nights. He'll pull up from the logo and splash. He has his nights. Everybody has their nights. And that's the step that I've wanted JT to take. Is like, okay, when he can't hit that step back jumper on those nights, those rough nights where you shoot 2 of 12, can you drive the ball to the hole? Can you make plays for other players? Can you step up on the defensive end and even take it to another level over there and then win the game, or do exactly what you have to do to win the game, do enough so that you can win? If you're going to be a superstar, you got to do that. And so I think with Curry, yes, he's a superstar, and because he can shoot the 3 ball so well, and his dribbling, and he's an underrated finisher and all those things. I think he's even a bit of an underrated defender. He's not stellar on that end. But if Curry comes out and he's just having an off shooting night, that's how it is. And then you've got to go to Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson. And yeah, Klay Thompson's coming off injury. Draymond Green's not going to get you any buckets. So you're going to Wiggins. You're calling up Damian Lee from the bench, to try to get some buckets. So if Curry doesn't come out and he's not just on fire, then his impact on the game is limited in a way that Luka is better, because Luka can drive to the hole and he's tougher than pretty much everybody, and he's going to score in your face.
Yep.
Okay. So we've all made our conference finals picks. We all went for our hometown teams. I'm just glad that somebody picked the Warriors and we didn't all make the exact same picks. So let's move on to the finals now and predict who will be holding up the Larry O'Brien championship trophy next month. Ty, you go first.
So I got it being, it is a toss-up on the West still, but I've got it being Celtics and Warriors. Yep. I've got Celtics and Warriors. And I think the Celtics will make them go home in 6.
Okay.
And honestly,
6.
I genuinely believe whatever team comes out of the West can't touch the Celtics. I'm just hot take.
Wow.
But yeah, I genuinely believe that.
The Celtics will
not
have home court advantage against either of the Western Conference teams. I looked that up today.
It's fine.
The Mavericks had one win in the regular season. And
Of course
then,
they did.
yeah, exactly right.
It's all good.
You got Celtics in 6 over the Warriors. All right, John, go ahead.
Okay. you guys are gonna name me. So
Mavs in
Better
4.
team versus better player.
Exactly. So the Celtics, I believe, are far and away a much better team than the Mavericks, but the Mavericks far and away have the best player on the court.
I don't know about
But
far away. You had Luka 2 and JT 3. So
Yeah, you carry.
Yeah, but that's a pretty big gap, I think, in between 2 and 3, purely based on just what they're able to do, how they affect the game as a whole.
Okay.
I gotta stick to I have to stick to the instinct that I have. Assuming Mavs and Celtics are in the finals, I have the Mavericks in
cut the
5.
podcast. Cut it off. Cut
The Mavericks
over, bro.
in
No.
5, and here's
That's
why.
the worst take you've had.
One guy
in 5.
One guy
In
Well,
5.
the Celtics
over
will
the
get
finals.
one game.
will take over and here's what's more. I think they'll take game 1. I think these Celtics will take 1, and then Luka will take it personally and go on a 4-0 run against the Celtics to win its first NBA championship with the Dallas Mavericks.
Ty, you're exactly right, bro. Okay, so you know what I was saying about that Maxi Kleba take? That take, we're also going to go back and we're going to take that, and that's going to be just a meme down the line.
The Celtics sweep the Mavs.
I will say this. If the Mavericks lose to the Warriors, I agree with Ty. I think the Celtics have them in 6.
Okay. There's no way in any world, in any universe, in the Marvel universe, Doctor Strange open a portal to another dimension that the Mavericks are winning in 5. That is not happening. Okay, 5.
They're not even going to win, let alone in 5.
Mavs in.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's
Mavs
exactly
in
like there was no way for
scenario where Luka is absolutely incredible. That's not happening. I haven't even all the work to set all this up. I didn't even think of a number. So I've got to strap a number on. I'm going with the Celtics. Bottom line, the Mavericks don't have enough other guys that are going to be able to score on the best defense in the NBA. Like, we can let Luka get his. And even if he gets somebody to run with him, if Jaylen Brownson has a good night, if Spencer Dinwiddie has a good night, I've got to think of a number here. I think Luka will dominate. I don't know about 4. I love Luka is incredible. I don't know about 4. You know what? John, you went 5. I'll go with you. No, okay. I thought we had home court. Okay, so I'll go 6. I'll go 6 because we have 6 at home. So I'll go 6. I was thinking that we would have home court. I got Celtics in 6. Tyler, you got Celtics in 3? Celtics.
All right, but what y'all are not. I think y'all.
Dude.
Anybody that y'all are underestimating how much Luka
they're going to
wants.
think you're an absolute dude.
Their coach.
I think you're underrating how much he brought that team. Kid and Luka brought that team from not even making it to round 2 to being anywhere between 4 and 7 games away from being in.
Okay, but it
the
takes
NBA Finals.
You 7 to beat the Suns.
All right,
you can't be on their court until Chris Paul dies. But
no one in their right mind, including no one in their right mind, including myself, including every single person in the Mavericks building, picked us to beat the Suns, and we would not have even come close to touching the heels of the Suns if it had not been for one player. We would not be in the playoffs if it would not have been for one player. We will not beat the Warriors unless it is for this one guy and it is the exact same reason that he will go off. He wants it. He will carry. I'm not saying that everyone else will be as great as they were, let's say, yesterday, in which we have 3 players over 25. I don't think that's happening again. What I am saying is that he is so powerful, and nobody in the NBA, there's not a single player in the NBA that you can name right now that can put a stop to him and what he wants.
Marcus Smart.
Not a single player.
Marcus Smart.
Not a single player can do it. Not a single player can do it. Not a single.
Marcus Smart.
Dude, you are in high school. Shut up. What I'm telling you is this.
For about a week.
You're in high school. You can't talk with us right now. All right, hold on.
Hey, you want to talk about him, bro?
Here's what it is.
Failed your freshman year of college.
I'm still in college, buddy. Hey, here's what it is. He is the greatest player in the Western Conference. Assuming they beat the Warriors, he will be the greatest player left in the league. I think he wants this so bad. I'm not confident. I'm confident in the Mavs, not confident in the exact frame, but I know it will be Mavs. I just think he wants it so bad that he could push it in 5. I think it's possible. I am not saying it's probable. I'm saying it's possible that he does it, but I think the Mavs have this in the bag. I think the team that had the best chance to put us away just went home yesterday.
Dude, there's
if
no
Rob is 100%, y'all are not stopping. So
dude, there's no chance that you guys win in 5. It doesn't make sense. It takes you 7 games to beat the Suns. Then you pick the Mavericks in 7 against the Warriors. But if you said that if the Warriors go to the finals, you pick them in 6. You think if the Warriors go to the finals, that the Celtics are going to take care of business against them.
Yes.
It take you at least 6 games to beat the Warriors.
Yes.
And I'm in high school.
Okay, I don't know. We will let the viewers deal with you. I don't even know. I would have no problem with you saying
I have not been
like
wrong.
6, but I would have no problem with you picking 7. We knew you were going to
from the start of the playoffs to right now. I have not been wrong once. So I'm just saying you guys might want to take something from me, but I soon will be in this chair accepting apologies as they come. So.
Okay, well, it's 12:03 a.m. I told Ty that he'd be in bed by 10:30. Clearly, that was a lie.
He's pretty much already there.
We're gonna have a highlight reel of horrible takes from John tonight. Celtics or Mavericks in 5 in the finals. Kevin Durant's the 8th best player in the NBA.
Hey, 6.
Whatever.
Okay,
6? God, you could have been 7. You could have been 7.
No, yeah.
You have Kevin Durant at 7. Nikola Jokic. And you got JT at 3 and said that he can't even touch Luka, but he's the 3rd best player and Luka's the 2nd. Whatever. Okay.
And I'm the high schooler
of the Home Court podcast. I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know where we're posting this. This might be YouTube. I don't know if this can make it on a podcast format. I have no idea. We had
the never
podcast like 7 hours ago. So
it's probably just for
I hope you enjoyed. I know I didn't listening to that garbage.
You did. You can't lie. You really enjoyed it.
Until the last 10 minutes, I was having a good time. But yeah, that was ridiculous. All right. Sayonara. We will see you guys later. Who knows? Maybe we'll record episode 2. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be in 2 hours. Who knows? All right. See you guys.
Peace, guys.